Hallöchen und willkommen zurück zu Super Segoke Buchclub. Wir lesen heute mal wieder äh, Infinity Reaper von Adam Severa, dem Boy, dem Megaboy. Mhm.
Aktuelle Adam Severa News.
Oh nein.
They Both Die at the End war ja der erste Teil von 3 Teilen, die im gleichen Universum spielen, aber separat voneinander gelesen werden können. Das heißt, es kommen noch 2 Bücher dazu. Nicht nur das
Ach
eine, von dem wir
so.
schon wussten, sondern
Wurde das schon direkt announced oder jetzt,
äh,
dass es ein Teil davon ist?
also The First to Die at the End war jetzt der zweite, der dann kommen wird. Und das wusste man ja schon.
Mhm.
Und jetzt hat er gesagt, es wird eine Trilogie und man kann die halt alle unabhängig basically voneinander lesen. Was ganz cool ist.
Okay, also es geht die ganze Zeit nur um dieses, man wird vorher angerufen, bla 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 Ding.
Mhm, quasi.
Aber es muss nicht immer dieselbe Moral haben wahrscheinlich von ah, jetzt genießen wir und haben Spaß zusammen oder so.
I
Weiß
mean,
nicht.
The First to Die at the End ist ja noch, ne, das ist ja nur diese, also da fängt ja an. Das finde ich ganz interessant, wie das überhaupt dazu
Ja.
gekommen ist. Und dann hat er auf Twitter war das, glaube ich, so irgendwie ein Exzerpt davon gepostet, so von wegen, yo, viele Leute fragen sich halt, wie das so geht, aber like honestly, kann euch doch egal sein, wie das geht. Hauptsache es geht, so like, I don't know, was
Ich,
genau das Beispiel war.
ich stelle mir gerade vor, dass der dritte Teil ist dann einfach so The Last to Die at the End.
Ja.
Und da ruft einfach Gott persönlich an oder so, weil es nur noch zwei Leute sind.
Das letzte ist so Nobody dies anymore. Dum dum.
Absolut. Everyone
Aren't we all
dies
dead inside already?
when the telephone burns oder so, weil alle sterben
Ja.
werden.
Ja,
Oh mein
es
Gott,
bleibt spannend.
was machen Leute, wenn so ein Meteorit auf die allein stehen und alle sterben?
Ja,
Wer ruft dann wen an?
wir sollten, glaube ich, auch so ab jetzt jede Woche einfach generell Buchnews machen.
Äh, das machst du dann. Ich habe keine Ahnung vom Buchnews.
Ja, ich habe
Oder
auch nur
was
was zu
A
sagen,
ist,
wenn ich
warte.
zufällig was auf Twitter entdecke, aber naja, fand ich ganz
Ja,
interesting.
klingt nach einem Plan.
Okay.
Ja, weiter geht's in der Saga mit Brighton hat mal wieder was zu sagen.
Ja, beim letzten Mal sehr schnell gerannt und wurde veräppelt von Wesley. äh, ja, ist nicht so viel
Hm.
passiert.
Ja, man hat ein bisschen
Aber
was kennengelernt, aber
ja, es ging halt um Brighton, also war es nicht sonderlich
ja, wen juckt das
wichtig.
schon?
So, 26. Brighton of New York. Brighton. Who would have thought?
20 Brighton.
A couple of Brightons after Brighting. A couple of hours after casting fire, I finish editing the video of my dreams. I project the final cut from my laptop onto the TV and project. Okay. I project the final cut from my laptop onto the TV and I gather everyone in the living room. Emil, Prudencia, Iris, Wesley and Ruth with Esther, who's asleep in her
Wow,
mother's
wow,
arms.
wow, das Kapitel geht los mit: Hey, kommt alle her, wie ich dieses Video über mich gemacht habe.
Ja,
Und, oder was ist es? Ist doch das,
basically.
oder?
Ja.
Und all meine besten Seiten zeige für die ganze Welt, weil ich so amazing bin.
Aber das wisst ihr ja eh schon, oder?
Ja.
I get an nee, stop. I promise you're not actually ready for this, but are you ready? I ask. I get an enthusiastic fist bump from Wesley and encouraging words from Ruth, but Emil, Prudencia, and Iris are a tougher audience. I respect that. As a creator, I always want people to like my work because they actually do and not just because they feel forced to pretend because it's me. I hit play. The video opens with darkness.
Ich habe die nächsten 3 Wörter vom nächsten Satz gelesen.
Okay. Mein Gott, das ist so pretentious und pathetic, aber okay. The video opens with darkness, then my voice. Ich kann das nicht vorlesen. Das ist
Soll
ja
ich-
schlimm.
soll-
Nein.
Okay.
Das ist ja schlimmer als Winterchaot.
Aber mach's richtig episch jetzt natürlich. So wie er es machen würde, wenn
Okay.
er über sich selber was Episches machen würde.
The video opens with darkness, then my voice. The time has come. I'm shown on the sand with a quick cut to me in the backyard. It must look pretty basic, but that's the point. These were my last ordinary moments before I consciously cast my new extraordinary powers. Then the screen splits. On the left, I'm running. On the right, I'm flickering my hand, but nothing happens. For another spellwalker to rise. The focus is back on me on the beach, minutes after I ran across the sea to save Wesley, and I dash away from the camera, edited slightly to show me returning sooner than I did in real time because I scrapped the voiceover idea. Then I move on to the most glorious moment in the backyard. I get chills watching myself, eyes closing in concentration as wisps of smoke snaking around my wrists grow into the silver and sapphire flames. My eyes
Was
open.
ist denn heute mit deinem Vorlesen los? Die ganzen Verben veränderst du zu was anderes.
Ja, natürlich. My eyes open, and while I grew up dreaming of the day that they would glow like some godlike corner of the universe, I still find these burning eclipses absolutely beautiful. We linger on my smile before shifting to quick cuts of me demonstrating my speed as I chase after one of the country's fastest celestials and me casting firebolts into the sky, the latter a talent that took us all by surprise. The video ends with me carrying fire in my hands before I dash out of sight. It took us a few tries to get that shot right, but we pulled it off. Incredible, right? I ask. That's a trailer to a movie I'd watch, Wesley says. Very
Hätte ich
inspiring.
auch gesagt, das klingt wie ein
Ja,
Trailer.
das ist halt echt so. Aber ein schlechtes. Klingt wie. Ich
Ja,
wollte Stopp.
diese unnötig dramatisch machen wollen. Mit
Ich wollte
diesem-
gerade sagen, das klingt wie der Trailer für das FSQ-Kartenspiel. Aber es klingt wie der Trailer für das FSQ-Kartenspiel.
Falls ihr euch fragt, was das FSQ-Kartenspiel ist, schaut doch mal in der Link in der Beschreibung oder
Ja,
so. I
das
don't
auch.
know. Oh.
Very inspiring. You put all that together so quickly too, Ruth says. It's a shame you don't have footage of me sweeping sand in your face, but this works too, Prudencia says. It's pretty epic, right? Emil says. Happiness surges through me like watching my follower count increase in the past. This is only meant to be a teaser of what's to come. My prologue, if you will. Iris scoffs. Then maybe you shouldn't open your story with a lie. I never cleared you to become a spellwalker. In the past 24 hours, I have been intimate with Prudencia for the first time, had a second shot at life, tapped into my new powers, and put together this video so I can finally have the big moment I've been dreaming about for years. Of course, Iris has to ruin that. I mean, was denkst du?
Hätte ja fragen können.
Like, I don't know, ist so ein kleiner Junge, der eine Pistole findet und sagt, ich bin jetzt bei der Polizei.
Ich bin jetzt auch voll stark.
Ja.
Keiner kann mich was jetzt.
But you're down 3 team members, I say. Believe it or not, that hasn't affected my ability to count on my own. Oh, burn.
Oh, maybe. Weiß nicht. Weiß nicht, wie Iris drauf. Ich kann nicht so gut Mathe.
Oh. I've been in this fight when all I had was my camera. Now I have Emil's and Wesley's core powers all in one host. We're trying to save Ma and Eva, and you haven't been successful tracking them down alone. You need me. Iris is staring at me, but she seems to be looking through me. If I could read minds, I'm sure all of her thoughts would be about Eva. I might need you, but you won't be making that decision for me. There's nothing to suggest that our people haven't been killed already. So if all I have left is the legacy of the Spellwalkers, I'm going to make sure we don't do any more damage that will endanger Celestials and keep our numbers from decreasing any further, so I don't have to suffer through another math lesson. The truth is, Brighton, I don't trust you. She gets up and walks toward her room, and I'm very tempted to dash in front of her, but I control myself because I know that's out of line. Wow. Okay, Brighton.
Und der wird wahrscheinlich über den Tisch fallen oder so, wenn ich ehrlich.
Sowieso.
Das ist ziemlich peinlich.
Aber
also.
krass, hat er was gelernt im Leben? Character
Nee,
Development much?
Er hat nur gemerkt, dass es zu arschig wäre für ihn.
Selbst für mich wäre das zu schlimm. Und alle schauen zu. Wenn wir alleine wären, hätte ich das gemacht. Aber so
genau.
nicht
Aber wenn
Wesley.
du den beitreten willst, dann solltest du nicht der Anführerin so einen Kampf anbieten können.
Working with the Spellwalkers has had many lows, but it's also been a dream come true. As incredible as it would be to join the ranks like my brother and become even more famous than Bautista, I'm not going to let Iris put me in a corner like this. It's tough enough feeling like I'm on probation with Emil and Prudencia, but I'm not letting Iris have that power over me too. Her loss, I say. Well, she's not saying you'll never be a Spellwalker, Prudencia says. Just not right now. I'm not going to sweat this because I have a lot to be proud of, even though I may never be an official Spellwalker, and despite not getting all 3 sets of powers the Reaper's Blood promised, it would be so easy to let Iris's slight get the best of me, like when I didn't get to be valedictorian. But everything about me now is undisputedly unique. Oh mein Gott.
Ganz viele komplizierte Wörter.
Ja, alle aufeinander, ey. Someone can get better grades than me, while my focus was down because I was grieving, don't forget that. But, wow, danke für den... Oh Gott. But it's not as if there's another Spectre running around who is going to stand a chance against me once I master my abilities. I'm in a league of my own. I grab my laptop and make a quick edit to the video, swapping out Spellwalker for Hero. Before I do anything else, I take a selfie memorializing the Brighton whose extraordinary powers aren't known to the public. I type out my caption. Brighton Ray just got a little brighter. Hashtag Brighton of New York. And upload first on the Celestials of New York Instagram. Then I get the video up on YouTube and Twitter, and I even finally cave in and make a TikTok so I can dominate the primary online spaces. Every video has the event details for the livestream Emil and I are hosting in a couple hours on Instagram.
Leute, die in 10 Jahren dieses Buch lesen. Ich hoffe...
Da was?
Ja, no. Ich hoffe, TikTok existiert dann auch nicht mehr.
Ja.
TikTok,
das heißt,
was für eine Uhr? Hä? Was?
Ein paar Jahre früher, das wäre ein Musical und wir wären so, oh mein Gott, damals. Da wäre es das gar nicht so lange.
Ja, aber ich habe das auch nie benutzt. Ne?
Ja, ich auch nicht. Ich meine, es ist ja das Gleiche, oder? I
don't know. Ich weiß nicht, was Musical ist.
Ja, das Gleiche.
Okay, gut, dann.
I sit against the wall where I can charge my phone while hopping between all the apps and soaking up the comments. My views and following are skyrocketing, quickly catching up to Mr. Infinity Sun himself. There are so many questions. Mr. Infinity Sun. Mr. Infinity Sun is my father. You can just call me Infinity Sun. There are so many questions about how I became a Spectre, and I replied to some in my comments section, letting them know that all will be answered during the live stream. Followers around the world tell me all about their plans to watch, stay up late, be sneaky at school, take an early break at work. I get a DM. Ja.
Mr. Infinity Sun ist so der Name, weil der Vater Mr. Infinity hieß oder so. Und der Sohn und auch einfach Mr. Infinity Sun.
Sun ist einfach so ein Additive wie Junior.
Ja. Aber das ist ein Sun.
Ja. Wow. I get a DM from Law and their happy that I'm doing better, and they would love to do a Q&A in the near future. Even though I have more followers than them, Lore still has an impressive social reach to other important influencers whose radar I need to be on. My growth will be huge as the Infinity Savior, but I expect that's going to cap somewhere. So tapping into the audiences of the other influencers will be a great refresh. I promise Laura an interview when time allows. I have some missions to tend to first, after all. Someone wants to help make merchandise, I tell Prudencia while checking out the user's feed. It'd be helpful to have someone handle the administrative responsibilities, and I can be the face of it all. They seem legit. Why don't you follow up with them after getting ready? Your chat is in 30 minutes, superstar. Please make that my new nickname, I say. Dream on, dreamer, Prudencia says with a smile. Die ist viel zu nett zu dem. I'm having a hard time picking what to wear, especially without my full closet in front of me, until I remember every influencer who puts time into looking casual, even though they controlled every single sleeve roll and wrinkle. I don't need a tuxedo or some trying too hard to be cool leather jacket. Ruth gives me her blessing to choose something from her closet, and even though she's not actively selling anything from her Everybody is Super line, I make a mental note to credit her in the caption. I choose a blue shirt with white lettering since it's the closest one that matches my flames. I go outside in Emil and Prudencia, and the evening air is chilly. We go deep into the trees, finding a nondescript area with a couple rocks for us to sit on and enough moonlight so we can be seen. I review the talking points with Emil, making him repeat them back to me because I want this conversation to appear casual, and we can't have that if he's sitting there with a notepad. Well, Prudencia offers to hold the phone for us so we can stream at a wide angle, but I think it's going to be cozier if I'm shoulder to shoulder with Emil. This way I also get to see how many reviewers are tuned in and read some of the comments. We're still not mentioning my past lives, right? Emil asks. We had this conversation back when we were doing the Spellwalkers of New York feature. That's not my call. You and Prue were the ones who didn't want to bring it up. Because people might hate Emil for being Kion once upon a time ago, Prudencia says. Or they'll love him for being Bautista, I counter. Either way, they'll take it out on phoenixes once they realize specters can resurrect with their essence, Emil says. I'd hate for the Bloodcasters to get the jump on us and reveal this to turn the public against me, but they haven't done it yet. Hopefully they have their own reasons for keeping it quiet. Good point. The secret stays in the vault, I say. I still think there can be something so powerful about the world knowing that Emil wasn't only adopted, but that he was reborn in fire from the two most popular specters in history. But the story isn't more important than the consequences. We shouldn't mention the ghost specters either, Prudencia says. We don't need alchemists and necromancers pretending to be gods any more than they do. The more and more politics are getting involved in my business, the less enthusiasm I have for this live stream. But I had myself right back up, because it's not like I have to hide any ghostly powers from the public anyway. I still get to show off. Once it's 9 on the dot, we go live. Alter, nicht so wie wir.
Ich denke mir halt einfach, ja, jetzt, wir sind ja Livestream und Brighton wird so halb durchsichtig oder so
Ja.
plötzlich,
So.
weil er irgendwie, keine Ahnung, Angst hat oder so ein Weg will.
Ja.
So ein Zeug.
Aber Brighton hat keine Angst und will weg. Der will nur da sein. Er will den Fame. Emil, wenn der die Powers hätte, der wär jetzt schon transparent.
Kamera geht an, er ist aber weg.
Und dann ist Brighton so, ey, Emil, wo bist du? Und dann ist Emil so, hey, ich bin doch hier. Hä? Wow.
Ja, können Geister sich gegenseitig sehen, während sie unsichtbar sind?
Oh, können Geister sich gegenseitig anfassen?
Wie meinst du das?
Hey, Brightsiders, it's your boy, It's your boy, Brighton, coming at you from somewhere in the world. I can't say where exactly because I've got some ruthless bloodcasters after me, and I'm here with my amazing brother Emil for the chat of a lifetime. I wrap my arm around his shoulders. Say what's up, man. Emil offers a shy wave. Hey. I never understand how he isn't fueled by all this attention. I'm so fired up right now, especially as the comments are rolling in. My favorite is from a fan who says they've been following me since my first YouTube video and how they are loving my journey. I shout out their handle and thank them.
Also ich hoffe, er weiß, dass das wirklich die richtige Person ist. Also, like, dass der Name schon bekannt ist und nicht einfach sagt, ja, die Person hat das geschrieben.
Ja.
Epic.
They immediately react with more love because I noticed them. The power in a simple hello is incredible. The chat opened with nearly 10,000 viewers, and in 2 minutes we are already passing 100,000. There are already so many of you, but we're going to wait a little longer to start and to give everyone a chance to settle in. I say. But I got a treat for you early birds. I watch my eyes burn like eclipses in the live stream, and silver and sapphire flames slither around my fingers. Slither, yo.
Fuck it einfach Emil, ja.
The chat section explodes with fire emojis. We're nearing 500,000 viewers when I announce that we're good to start, which is amazing since it's a relatively short notice, but I hope we cross 1 million viewers.
Okay, das ist erstmal ein krasses Ziel.
Ja, vor allem, warte, was? Ist es auf, wo ist das? Ist das auf Instagram? Ja.
Maybe, oder alle Plattformen? I don't know.
Also es hat so einen Instagram-Vibe, so von wegen, like, die machen das
Aber-
ja auf dem Handy.
Ja, ich habe mir gerade gedacht, ja, gibt's jetzt dann auch so verschiedenfarbige Fire-Emojis, weil ja die Phoenixes so unterschiedliche
Das wär
Farben
natürlich
haben.
cool.
Weil das würde ich mir ja voll like, vorstellen, dass das so ein Ding wäre.
Ich frage mich, also was bis jetzt der Instagram-Livestream-Viewer-Count-Rekord ist. Weil, like, 500.000 und 1 Million sind ja schon ganz schön viel. So, you've shown us what's new, Emil says. I obviously know what's what, but do you want to walk all your epic Brightsiders on what went down? Sagte Emil, completely casual. So you've shown us what's new, Emil says. I obviously know what's what, but do you want to walk all our epic Brightsiders, your epic Brightsiders on what went down?
Professional. Also anscheinend ist der Rekord bei 3 Millionen Viewers.
Von?
Was?
Also,
Instagram.
ja, aber wer war das?
Akün Illikari, I don't know. Das mal
Okay,
reinschicken.
dann kann Brighton auch so viele Brightsiders bekommen.
Und davor war es Tekashi mit 1 Million Views.
Mhm.
Und wenn du noch. Oh, warte. Okay, da kommt noch mehr. If you've somehow not heard. Nee, warte. Wo war das? Achso, das ist Third Highest. Mann, wer hat dann das sortiert? Okay, also ist anscheinend ein türkischer Fernsehstar, und Produzent.
Ist das wieder so eine T-Series-Sache? Wo das so
Nee.
Leute sind, die man noch nie gehört hat.
Er hat angefangen als Sportreporter und hat sein Media Empire aufgebaut.
Noch nie von gehört.
Und mit 51 hatte er mehrere Firmen weltweit, also die Sachen produzieren, besaß er und so. Also anscheinend ist er ziemlich crank. Ja, Shoutout an ihn.
Und natürlich auch Shoutout an die Epic Brightsiders. Okay.
Bist ja voll drin.
And glad we
Du kannst
remember
aber
to
Brighton
call
sein.
them epic.
Wo sind wir eigentlich gerade?
Dabei I'm glad he remembered to call them epic. Lore calls their fans beauteous. So much that it's almost like they have ownership over that word. Yeah. I want my brand to be epic heroism, and this association will better connect with me with my followers. My origin story has been a trip, I say. Everything changed for us the day that Spectre tried to kill me. You saved my life, bro. You've saved a lot of times since then, too. Ich dachte, da kommt nochmal Bro. Saved it a lot of times since then, too. But there was only so much I could do from behind the camera, especially when the brawl was breaking out. That night was wild, Emir says. You were almost killed. Luna Marnette stabbed you with an Infinity Ender Blade, a weapon designed to kill phoenixes for good. Show them your scar. I reach for his shirt, but he grabs my hand and pushes his back toward me. Come on, show everyone what we've been through. I'm not lifting my shirt, Emir says, and then I remember all his body business.
Los, mach dich nackig, Emil.
Infinity Sun nackig. Emir says, and then I remember all his body business. Oh, good. It's not for those with weak stomachs anyway. Great recovery. This is why I've always thought I'd be a great TV host. But yeah, 1 week ago tonight, when the Crowned Dreamer was at its zenith, we were battling it out with the Bloodcasters. We were down a man after Atlas was killed. May he rest well in the stars, yo. And Luna was about to turn herself into a spectre with this new concoction. I was able to take her down before she could drink the elixir, and then something came over me and I went for it. I drank it all. And it poisoned your blood, Emil says. You almost died like Dad. I have a YouTube video I filmed a month after Dad died to explain why I haven't been posting as regularly, but I share all the details again for everyone new. Between being scared for my life in Gleamcare and Stanton coming to assassinate me, I really thought I was a goner. But it turns out I'm strong enough so I could become a soldier like you. There are so many comments from people hoping to become Spectres too.
Super Motivation. Ja, seid auch alle Spectres, das ist voll cool. Ihr seid so wie ich bin voll krass, ne?
Yeah. And Bautista de Leon, Emil says, you've loved him since we were kids. I have. There's no denying that the majority of Spectres are abusing their powers, but then you have some shining stars like you and Bautista who have done a lot of good.
Ja, Brighton had a crush on Bautista. On Emil eigentlich. Hey Brighton, ich weiß, ihr seid nicht blood-related, aber stell mal, das ist immer noch dein Bruder.
Shoutout an Curtis Corner, Song Blood-related.
Absolut.
With powers that aren't ours, Emil says. I'm really hoping I can figure out that potion to disempower any spectre. No more Bloodcasters, no more us. I nod along, even though that was not a talking point of this discussion. Until that time comes, we have a lot of work to do, making this country safer from the true terrorists, the Bloodcasters. Emil and I have both been captured and abused by them. We're lucky we're alive, but we don't know if that's true for our mother who they kidnapped. They took Eva Nafisi too. Some of you might remember her as the healer from Brighton's Spellwalkers interview. Emil says, like I forgot about her. Eva made me good as new. She's an incredible healer and an even more remarkable human. Eva and our mother are strong women, but they don't stand a chance against the Bloodcasters. We need all of you to be our eyes around the city so we can bring them home safely, I say. As Emil describes everything about the fight at the Aldebaran Center, I read through the questions that are coming in so fast that I can hardly keep up. People want advice on how to become specters. Others are sharing their own personal struggles that require heroic hands. There are some good ones, too, I want to address. I think it's time to answer some questions, I say. It's a safer move since Emil isn't exactly sticking to the script anyway. I see a lot of you asking if I'm planning a rebrand on the series since Emil and I aren't Celestials. Maybe I'll change it to Gleam Crafters of New York so it's more inclusive. But honestly, I created Celestials of New York because it was my way of feeling close to the lives of those with powers. Keeping up this format of interviewing strangers feels tricky with everything going on that I might make it my own until things settle down, if they ever do. There's immediate support and even a suggestion that I follow Atlas's lead and how all his posts were dedicated to lives saved and lost. That could be a cool way to honor him. Let's see. There's one question that's been popping up the most and it's time to get it out of the way. Okay. Am I a Spellwalker? The answer is nope. I'm tempted to reveal how badly the group's ranks are fracturing, but I'm bigger than that. Sure about that. I'm part of a more important unit, the Infinity Kings. Back when you all thought of Emil as Firewing, I joked that he was the Infinity Son, since he's got these amazing powers from a Firebird of Infinity. Once again, my little twist saves the day. I don't have to reveal why I really gave him that name. I'm cool with you all using my name too, Emil says. And I'll always be Brighton, especially for all of you epic Brightsiders. But once I got my powers, I thought it'd be cool to add an edge to my identity too. I came up with the Infinity Savior. What do you all think?
Hier ist ein Pole.
Oh mein Gott, ey.
Epic oder Epic.
Es ist einfach so surreal, dass die Welt da halb runtergeht und like deren Mutter und like Leute, like die sterben, werden entführt, werden I don't know, abused und die sind so, hey, meine Brightsiders hier auf Instagram.
Ja, ist nicht sehr überzeugend.
Nee. Engagement is key when growing your following. I might be the influencer, but it's important to let my followers think they have influence over me too. The Brightsiders are really taking to the name. One commenter suggests Infinity Brother, and I wish I could block this person who would reduce me as if I'm still shadowing Emil on his missions and not my own individual person. Thankfully, the comment gets buried by all the love, and that's when I notice we've crossed 1.3 million views.
Ja, ich denke mal, aber ich meine, like, Infinity Brothers wäre okay.
Ja.
Also anstatt Infinity Kings.
Ja.
Aber I guess
Aber
für ihn,
Ray.
ja, dass er nur Infinity Brother genannt wird, das ist auch wack.
Ja.
Hey, du bist der Bruder von dem anderen Typen. Hi.
Aber like Infinity Sun klingt auch so, als wäre einfach nur der Sohn von Infinity.
Ja, true.
Naja. I'm so happy the name is a hit, I say with a hand to my heart. I'll admit being a spectre with a bull's eye on my back is really terrifying, but I've got a great support system. I glance over at Prudencia, wishing I could mention her. I've always been able to turn to Emil, and I'm lucky enough to have all of you out there cheering me on too. I really want to say and chat stay and chat all night, but if I answer all these questions now, then my followers, old and new, won't have any reason to keep hanging around. Emil and I need to get some rest after an eventful day. I promise to do another chat soon. I elbow Emil's side, waiting for him to initiate our send-off. Before we were the Infinity Kings, we were the rays of light, Emil says. And now we're shining brighter than ever, I say, and salute. I end the live stream before I've lost my cool. To think last night was I was dying and now I'm living my best life. I apologize to Emil over the shirt thing and get a fist bump and whistle out of him. My high only gets higher when Prudencia tells us that we did a great job and kisses me softly on the lips. I'm the luckiest human alive. I spent the rest...
Das mit dem Anstoßen, da dachte ich mir so, say the thing. Und irgendwie so, I'm not a hostage.
Epic. I spent the rest of the night in bed scrolling through social media with Prudencia asleep on my chest. There's already amazing fan art of me fighting every known bloodcaster with my flames, and those criminal specters are so screwed when this becomes a reality.
There's already amazing fan art of me and my brother being in love. Prudencia is jealous.
Ja. I got some haters too who don't think I'm being real about it. Es gibt ja auch so Fanfiction locker über die alle.
Das sowieso.
Oh Mann. I got some haters too who don't think I'm being real about everything. I go on their profiles and decide I'm not going to abuse to take abuse from jealous people with 500 followers who want what I have, who wish they were me. It's a hard pill to swallow that even superhumans need sleep, but I don't go willingly. I spend every last waking moment soaking up all the Infinity Savior love. This is only the beginning. Oh.
Absoluter Pain. Chapter 27. Ich darf auch mal wieder lesen nach 3 Streams oder so. Bright Star. Marble. Geht direkt gut los. The smell of fresh rosemary wakes me up. And the Halo Knight is standing over me. Ach stimmt, ja, da war ja was. Marble
Das ist ja so lange her.
Ja, die war in diesem Apartment und da war diese Halo Knight und dann wurde sie ausgenockt und dann kam sie zurück und dann...
Weil Marble hat ja auch Phoenix Powers.
Ah, stimmt. Die kann ja jetzt fliegen.
Und jetzt war sie so, Brudi, das ist nicht meine Schuld. Töte
Ja,
mich.
schön. Ja, bitte. Ich kann alles erklären. I instinctively want to punch her, but my grogginess works in her favor. We don't have to fight because we share the same enemy. Without her mask, it's easy to see in her eyes that she isn't eager to take me on either. Her leather jacket with the feathered sleeves is hanging off the back of an armchair, leaving her in a blank tank top, which also means she can't surprise me with any more daggers. She removed my powerproof vest and it's nowhere in sight. She has a home field advantage wherever this is, and my psychic sense isn't ringing around her. The Halo Knight takes a seat in the armchair and rests the rosemary on a side table. Did you enjoy your sleep? I'm regaining control of my muscles as I sit up from the plush couch. We are in some minimalistic loft with high concrete ceilings and light bulbs strung around the round windows. Okay. The cloaked phantom isn't outside. How long was I unconscious? 31 hours? What? The tranquilizer is intended for phoenixes the size of Roxana. Okay. Ja, das ist für riesen Phoenixe. Ich schieß das mal auf diese Frau. Da. Sie ist ja eine Art Phoenix, I guess.
I guess.
Then you owe me an apology for almost killing me. Her amber eyes narrow. Shouldn't be a concern of yours giving your stolen phoenix powers. She knows nothing about me. I was born with these powers, but they're new to me. The Halo Knight scoffs. Interesting. I didn't realize you were a phoenix doing one hell of an impression of a spectre. She begins clapping and it's infuriatingly sarcastic. Brava.
Epic.
Oh. I don't know whether or not I can resurrect, but it's possible since my biological father could. Bautista de Leon. There are a million questions resting on her lips. The one she asks catches me off guard. Who are you? The truth is, I don't know anymore. I'm the daughter to four powerful parents, all dead. I'm a terrorist to some and a hero to others. Even though I'm no longer a spellwalker, walker. I'm not Atlas's girlfriend anymore because Atlas isn't alive. I don't have any idea who I'll be if I even survive this fight. I'm someone born into chaos, I answer. So, Marable de Leon, you're a princess as far as back the royalty goes. Lucera, I correct. I feel strongly enough about the name. Same question. Who are you? She hesitates, well aware that she has control over me as long as I am on her turf, but she shares anyway. Tala Castillo. All my life I've been taught that there is nothing more horrific than someone who kills a phoenix for their power. My parents told me all the stories about how your father was paraded as a champion, but we know that he was simply a thief dressed up as one. In some ways, Tala might have a better understanding of Bautista than I do. Whenever Mama and Papa spoke about Bautista, they always framed him as the kind of person who didn't have the same greed for powers in his heart as other specters. But no matter what, the hero is always someone else's villain, and for the Halo Knights, that would have been Bautista among every other specter with Phoenix blood. I'm not defending Bautista. I don't know him. The past few weeks have only brought so many revelations, including that I am Bautista and Sarah Cordova's daughter, and the true power of Phoenix Spectres. I'm sure Emil Ray is on your radar. Firewing.
Marable wüsste, was noch kommt.
Firewing, Tyler says. That nickname from the media didn't exactly stick. Well, Emil is Bautista's reincarnated and Bautista is the direct scion to Kion Maxima. There's a world-shaking wonder in Tala's eyes. But Halo Knight puts their faith in the concept of resurrection, and Emil is now walking proof. I walked Tala through everything I've discovered since Emil came into my life 1 month ago. The family secrets my own parents kept from me, but that Iris's parents shared with her. The ghost specters, in particular June, and the true intentions behind the Bloodcasters pursuing Gravesend instead of an ordinary Sentry Phoenix. Tyler bites her lip. So Luna is running around immortal? She isn't. No one is. Emmett's brother Brighton drank the Reaper's blood, and he is dying because of it. Those powers were never his to have, Tyler says. He could have done good with them. Tyler gets up and puts on her jacket. If I only had $1 for every time I heard that hollow-hearted sales pitch about a specter, I could afford a place like this instead of renting it from a true Phoenix activist. Follow me upstairs. Upstairs? I'm wobbly, but find my footing as we walk across the loft with its walls covered in mirrors and black and white photos of a woman interacting with different phoenixes in the wild. Alter, so eine Pokémon-Sammlung, Alter. Phoenixes. She must be the activist. Around the corner there is a spiral staircase that takes us to this rooftop garden with stone benches and a bubbling hot tub big enough for Roxana to curl inside. Wow. The light howler is underwater and somehow hears us approaching, or maybe even senses our presence, and her drenched head comes out from under the streaming water and shakes it off. I get splashed and the water is as hot as it looks. Not a problem for a phoenix, I suppose. Tala kisses Roxana between her lightning blue eyes, which are as large as fists. Phoenixes have existed before humans, and yet the majority of us don't respect their glory. It's rare, but there are still some phoenixes alive today who have cycled through thousands of lives. If you want to talk about doing good by them, find other ways to honor them that don't involve sacrificing them for human benefit. She strokes the yellow feather on her jacket sleeve. These feathers come from Roxana. Some are from shedding, most of from when she's died over the years. Died how? The standard cycle of a light howler is 1 year before they pass and begin again a month later, Tyler says. She grabs 2 green apples off a small tree, and the phoenix grabs one with her beak and chomps away. From growing up in Cebu and spending some time in Cairo, I've protected Roxana from ever being killed by alchemists and hunters. She scratches the phoenix's neck, but Roxana only cares about the apple. I have vowed to put my life before all of hers. Did your parents do the same for their phoenixes? All Halo Knights do. This is our oath, Thaler says. In return for our services, we'll be reincarnated as phoenixes. She looks to the stars. I'll be reunited with my parents one day, if not in this life, then the next. I'd forgotten that this was built into their beliefs. Even as someone who is part Spectre and may have that ability, I still don't believe this to be true. If a pair of phoenixes land beside us right now, how would you know if they were your parents or not? Ja, das hat Maribel gesagt. I feel it in my heart, Tyler states simply. The same way my ex-girlfriend Zara knew the butterfly that landed on her shoulder during graduation was her grandmother reincarnated. Wait, also wurde ihre Oma nicht zu einem Phoenix? Ha,
I guess.
wow. Oder eben schreiben, was nur zu so einem Schmetterling ist ja langweilig. I cross my arms. Faith isn't proof. I would love to believe any time that the wind blows is because of my dead boyfriend is casting it in my direction, but I'm not going to pretend I'm not grieving. Tala stands and Roxana perks up too. The slightest hint of danger pricks me. Death is part of the cycle, and the only death to fear is one that breaks the cycle. Then why are you hunting down your parents' killers if this is natural? Murder isn't natural. Tyler turns her back on me and hops onto the ledge of the roof. For a second, I think she's going to jump. Roxana would have to be as fast as my research claims light howlers are to catch Tyler, because she would hit the ground in under a minute. I would know, having jumped off countless buildings. Tyler teeters, Tyler teeters on her heels and toes, really trusting in herself to not fall over. I stand beside her. My parents were everything to me. Uh, oh no. My parents were everything to me. My first loving hands, my compass. I am who I am because of them, and I expected them to live longer, to nurture the best parts of me and wring out the worst, Tala says. Even though she's one harsh wind away from falling off the edge, Tala's composure is the most relaxed I've seen her. Not saying much since our meeting involved physical combat and a flying arrow and dagger. But I find my own fists unclenching around her. I won't dismiss her as nothing but a weapon, the same way the world does to me. My name means bright star. Brian? Warum heißt Brighton nicht Thaler?
So, wow, pathetic.
Thaler says as she stares into the night sky. Ach so, es ist Nacht, lol. Okay. I guess, sie hat nach diesen Sternen-Ding gefragt. Ne? My parents tried and tried to have children, but my mother continued miscarrying. They prayed to their phoenix companions as a crowned elder and a sun swallower one last time to help usher a child into this life. And 9 months later, I was born. I was their bright star in a life they personally considered dark without me. Now their love is gone. The love isn't gone, I say. She jumps down from the ledge. That's why this all hurts so much. I'm carrying their teachings. I exist because their prayers were answered by their companions. But the remembrance ceremony brought me no comfort. I yelled at our new commander during the hour of silence so we would have a strategy in place to avenge them. That night, every other Halo knight stood tall in a field as all our fallen were set ablaze by their phoenixes until there were nothing but ashes. Meanwhile, I was on the ground and crying in the shadows. This moment she had reminds me how furious I still am that the blackout didn't allow me to chance allow me the chance to have the public ceremony for my parents. I cremated Atlas with my phoenix fire, I say. I keep his ashes in a bottle he gave me. I reach for her shoulder to comfort her, but pull back. I understand how lost you feel without your parents. Don't even get me started on losing a loved one. Pray to your holiest of phoenixes you never have to feel that burning fire of grief, because it's real and it's unstoppable. Somewhere out in the city are the people responsible. I've been feeling touched by death after all my losses this year. It's time I start making others feel the same. If you came here to avenge your parents, let that be your compass. I kept you alive so you could point me in the right direction. Introduce me to Emil Ray and then you're free to go. What if we partnered together? I don't have the Spellwalkers and you don't have the Halo Knights, but we both want the Bloodcasters dead. Tala considers me and holds out her hand as if she's about to challenge me to an arm wrestling match. Do you vow to take lives for those that are lost? I take her hand in mine. Absolutely. Tala squeezes 3 times and I do the same, unsure if that's important or not. So pumpen.
Ja.
May their deaths be forevermore, Tala says as she releases me. So where is Emil? He might still be in the hospital with his brother, but it's possible they moved on by now. You told me you knew. I should have gotten
Wyatt.
Wyatt to come with me. His companion Nox is a brilliant tracker and I have other ways to find out, I say. I just need my phone. Return downstairs and Tyler retrieves my powerproof vest, car keys and phone from a box in the closet. Maybe she thought this would have slowed me down from escaping if I woke up when she wasn't around. She's very wrong. I unlock my phone and when I search Brighton's profile on Instagram to send him a message, I see a new post. He's alive and well. Too well. Brighton's eyes are burning like an eclipse, and he's carrying sapphire fire sourced from the phoenix that Tala's parents died defending. Ja, Thala, how
How
about,
about wir gehen doch
wir
zu Wyatt und Nox?
Ja. Wir können auch nur Emil treffen.
Ja.
Maybe.
Brighton eine DM schreiben. Verschick dich.
Ja, die kommen an und Thala verprügeln einfach Brighton dauerhaft, weil er nicht sterben kann.
Beim nächsten Mal geht's weiter mit Emil und dann Ness.
Oh mein Gott, Alter, gleich die 2 akzeptabelsten Charaktere.
Ja, und danach nochmal Emil.
Alter. Jetzt wollte ich durchblättern. Ne?
Das ist ja richtig viel. Okay, und danach
Ja, Alter. Aber fast 50% fertig. Epic.
Oh, und das nächste Kapitel heißt Another Night.
Another King. Achso, ich hab Another King gelesen.
AKA
Nein.
Halo Knight.
Oh, warte, Maribel zu einem Halo Knight? I vow to be the one for the phoenixes who die.
Ich kann mir vorstellen, dass Emil zu einem Halo Knight wird in seinem Leben.
True.
Aber ich glaube nicht, dass das erlaubt ist.
Probably. Aber Emil würde voll draufstehen. Halo
Ja,
Knight.
honestly, hätte diese Powers nicht, er wird ja da sofort antreten.
Like,
Er ist okay, ich mach mit.
Er ist like, okay, ich habe so Angst vor Kämpfen, aber like für Phoenixes voll.
Ja. Ach,
Aber okay, also wir haben jetzt Brighton endlich geschafft, so ein Teil.
mhm.
Er ist jetzt.
Ist jetzt erstmal
stark
mindestens 4
und-
Kapitel nicht mehr am Reden.
So belassen, dass er jetzt irgendwie stark ist und.
Ja, sowieso.
Also stark noch nicht, like.
Ich meine,
I don't know.
Maribel, das war ja mittlerweile, also es war gerade Maribels sympathisches Kapitel. Schon mit dem
True.
3-mal drücken, weil ich nicht weiß, ob das wichtig ist oder nicht.
Ja, das ist sehr.
Relatable.
Ja, absolut.
Aber mal gucken, was noch kommt.
So ein geheimer Code. Wenn du so 4-mal machst, meinst du es richtig ernst.
Ja. Die ist gerade voll enttäuscht, dass Maribel nur 3-mal gedrückt hat.
Ja, das ist so von 5-mal drücken, je nachdem wie oft du drückst, meinst du es halt ernster,
Ja.
oder? Das, Fängst du an zu spammen. So.
Ich möchte doch nicht ernst mit dem Leben.
Drückst mit der einen Hand, kommst mit der anderen Hand, drückst auch.
So abwechselnd.
Abwechselnd. Slappst du die Hand zwischen deinen Händen hin und her, so. Bam. Wow. Aber ja, mal gucken. Alter, echt, also, das wäre schon. Also, ich hoffe, Emil wird ein Halo Knight. Das wäre voll sein
Das wär
Dream,
so
oder
cool,
nicht?
ey.
Ja.
I wish ich wäre ein Halo Knight. Ich denke mir so die ganze Zeit, Brudi, warum sollte ich, like, die sind ja viel zu. Die haben ihre Jacken mit den Federn ihrer Phönixe. Wer sind die? Die Hells Angels oder was? Ich denke mir die ganze Zeit, die kommen an mit ihren Phönixen und im Hintergrund spielt AC/DC oder so und alle sind so, hinter denen explodiert so alles.
Ja, die neuen Phoenixes mit ihren eingebauten Radio.
Ja, echt so.
Das kommt so im Nacken schon drin. Aber ja, ich meine, Halo Knight klingt fast schon, also, like, weißt du, so ein Spiel.
Das
Und dann
ist
kannst du so ein Spectre sein, oder so Celestial oder ein Normie, I guess, der dann später zu einem Spectre, I don't know.
Ja.
Achso, du kannst Spectre machen und Spectre ist auch voll stark, aber du musst als Normie anfangen. Und dann und du spielst so erst ein paar Stunden als Normie und dann kriegst du irgendwo die Opportunity, das zu machen. Und dann hast du eine 30% Chance, dass du es schaffst. Und dann stirbst du und musst von vorne anfangen.
Ja. Und je nachdem, was so deine Choices davor sind, was du so
Genau.
den Leuten erzählst, was deine Backstory ist, kann es auch sein,
Was
dass du
du so
einfach noch
willst.
so Celestial-Kräfte entwickelst.
Das ist halt so ein RPG. Ja.
Das wäre so cool.
Einfach hier Pen and Paper machen. Mit dem ist immer kreativ genug dafür.
Adam Silvera kann man dem Twitter-DMs schreiben.
Ja, hit ihn mal ab, ey. Infinity, Cycle,
Silvera.
Tabletop.
Scheibenkleister. Also er hat direkt Nachrichten aus.
Ja, dann schreibe ihn einfach richtig.
Wir schreiben dem einen Brief.
Ich weiß nicht, ob das geht das, meinst du, das geht? Hast du die Adresse?
Ich schreibe einen Kommentar.
Als Fellow-Autor.
Ich sag, ich hab Fanart. Can you please give me your address? I want to send Fanart. Oder so sage ich. Und dann senden wir ihm
Kannst
so
du nicht einfach auf Twitter schreiben. Hey, kannst du so ein Pen and Paper machen aus Infinity Cycle? Wäre voll cool.
Ja, das wäre schon so cool.
Aber to be honest, I don't know, das wäre eigentlich dann voll anstrengend, wenn jeder so eine andere Klasse hat, you know? Like,
Ja.
das würde eine Weile dauern, bis die alle so zusammenkommen. Ich meine, jetzt so gesehen würden die bald alle zusammenkommen.
I mean, man könnte sich ja bestimmt irgendein Szenario oder so ausdenken.
Ja, I guess, like Emil und Prudencia. Prudencia ist schon Celestial und Emil ist Spectre.
Ich meine, es gibt ja auch Characters und I don't know, like Emil hat sich überlegt.
I don't know, ich würde keine Characters machen. Ich glaube, das war
Ja.
weird.
Aber ich meine, es gibt ja allgemein immer Characters so. Oder
Ja.
man sagt, die Spellwalkers haben das gemacht. Jetzt kommt es zufällig dazu, dass ihr das.
Das.
Ananas.
Ja, genau. Also, jedenfalls, wenn es euch gefallen hat, lasst einen Daumen hoch da. Abonniert, dann klingelt die Leute da.
Ja.
Und dann hören wir uns wieder beim nächsten Mal. Das heißt, Super Sekoko Buchclub. Wir lesen Infinity Reaper von Adam Silvera. Kapitel 28. Another Night. Von Emil.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Tüdelü.